From LALATE headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Afternoons LALATE.
It's a big afternoon of Afternoons LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. Your fourth stimulus recon, the Build Back Better Act, will be coming to you in the new year with lots of cheer. So says the Democratic leadership that's signaled a deal this week before going into the Christmas holidays. The incredible money and the incredible details of that recon will be detailed in this recording. Upwards of $15,000 of checks coming to you in the new year. All that and more, plus could have a lot of additional add-ons. What is the breaking news today? The breaking news as we go into a big Christmas is that the recon will get passed, and will get passed in the month of January. And the recon has the allegiance of both the moderate and also the progressive Democrats. Senate changes will come in there because Joe Manchin wants to add additional checks to the existing checks that has at least $15,000 across the board. But no time or place to wait for that, because guess what? You can get some Santa Claus stimulus right today. It's Christmas stimulus, and viewers have been getting it over the last 2 weeks. I'm going to show you how you can get it this week, how you can get it next week. Thousands of dollars, and how viewers have gotten at least $7,000 now. It has grown in the last few days after they got $45,000 from earlier this year. It's more than any viewer would have ever thought they could get during this holiday season. Then I'll be turning to the latest details on what is going on with the variant and how it could impact recon decisions next year. Those incredible elements coming up in this recording. We'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that, plus what's going on with this stimulus and that recon that would come thereafter in January. But what's going on with the spread of the variant, and what is the concern across the board as to how it impacts this economy in the new year? All those incredible details featured in this recording, plus I'll have my analysis of where this economy is going, where the Federal Reserve will be dealing with the situation in the new year, and how quickly this recon will get done in January. Plus my special, of course, Christmas message to you, to your families, and to your pocketbooks, coming up at the end of this video. It shows you how in the last year we have really found happiness, kindness, and also financial stability by listening, learning, and educating ourselves about financial news. Those comments coming up in the final minutes of this video. It's a big special Christmas broadcast. I'm excited you're here, and it's right now, right here, as Afternoons LA gets underway from a downpouring, rain-soaked Santa Monica, California, this very day. And here we go. Merry Christmas, everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Thank you for joining me, and Merry Christmas to you and your families. That recon will pass in the month of January, bringing you holiday cheer throughout the new year. The Senate changes will be robust because Joe Manchin says he wants to add additional items to this recon. This is after the recon already has at least $15,000 of checks, and this is great news across the board. Solidarity among those Democratic senators detailed in this recording. But no time and place to wait for stimulus. You can get money right now. It's your Christmas stimulus, and viewers have got it. Viewers have gotten on average about $7,000 in the last few days. And this is after they got $45,000 from earlier this year. I'll have the latest details on that, plus what's going on with that student loan debt forgiveness, what's going on with this stimulus, and the impact on your SNAP benefits. Plus, in the final minutes of this video, I go over what's happening with COVID and its impact on the economy, the Federal Reserve in January, and what it would do to passage of this recon. All those incredible details as we go into a big, big special Christmas broadcast. I'm here recording. I'm excited you're part of this family. It's great to see you on Christmas. But first, go under this video right now and subscribe. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. I don't want you to miss a single video across the board. Also sign up for that membership so you get incredible newsletter that features all the big money under the third stimulus that you can get right now, that Christmas stimulus. And with that, let's go into the incredible great news as we start a beautiful Christmas broadcast. Well, here we go. that recon, forced stimulus recon, is going to get passed, and it has a lot of checks in there. How much checks are in that recon? So far, there's at least $15,000 of checks in that incredible recon across 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. Let's go over each of them starting right now. Hazard pay got in there in that first cluster along with that elder care, $4,000 of care for young children. They also got in the Pell Grant for $550 checks for college students. They got in the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow, that's if it's a U.S. auto manufacturer. And then they got in there the home repairs if you live in a low-income community. Just really wonderful. Now, the next provision they got in the next cluster of checks comes in just a second, but let's first turn to the first add-on. The first add-on is something Santa could never give you. So Maxine Waters did it for you. And what is it? It is money to buy a new home. Wow, Santa, you couldn't do that? Shame on you, Santa. So she got it in there, and this is a lot of wonderfulness. She wanted to give you free money to buy your first home. How much did she want to give you? At least $25,000. It's going to be a little bit less. And yes, this is money to buy your first home. Are you going to buy at the North Pole? I heard the real estate is sort of icy. Let's turn to the second cluster of checks starting right now. Second cluster of checks, wow, home repairs and also paid leave. In that second cluster, we have a lot of exciting stuff like universal pre-kindergarten and also the household tax credit. Now, when we talk about home repairs, these are a little bit different. These are to weatherize your home so that the home can sustain natural disasters. Like when Santa gets stuck in the roof, in the chimney. Santa, don't get stuck in the chimney, so arrive without the surfboard. You'll get through the chimney better. That's to sustain those natural disasters. Now, one of those add-ons comes from then Bob Casey. This is our second add-on. He wanted to give you free home health care across the board. And how much did he want to give you? $250. He got a little bit less. This is great. And this is one of Joe Biden's presidential campaign promises. So in that third cluster, we're going to see right now even more checks. They got in there money for seniors, free internet. Then they got in there a lot of other items. So they got in there universal pre-kindergarten. They got in there free school meals for all, checks, cheaper prescription medication. Immigration reform were removed by the Senate parliamentarian. They got in there the incredible money for the free internet, the farmers, the independent contractors. And then for the seniors, we have 2 types of items that they're dealing with, House versus Senate. What's the dichotomy? So the House members got in there 2 provisions from our seniors, which is expansion of Medicare with a Medicaid gap fix and the hearing. But then the Senate vows to add 3 more provisions for our senators with expansion of Medicare with dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare. This is par for the course of what's going on with that recon. The great news as we go into the big second half of this video is that the recon will get passed. Chuck Schumer had a meeting with all the Democratic senators. If you missed it this week, I know there was a lot going on, but it was on Wednesday. It was covered on this channel, and that Democratic meeting with the senators resulted in them agreeing, including Joe Manchin, that they're going to pass that recon in January, and that the recon will have all these checks staying in there. So that's the second big news. Joe Manchin wants to add additional checks in there across the board. Now, what's important for you to know is that that's January, but this is December. And next week is a work week, so you can pick up the phone and get that Christmas stimulus. It's available right now. In the second half, we're going to go over this incredible stimulus, how Christmas stimulus, holiday stimulus. Viewers are getting $7,000 of multiple checks this holiday season. This is after they've gotten holiday meals and holiday gifts from this channel as well. I'm going to show you how viewers have prepared accordingly for the holiday season and gotten big sums of checks. If you've just found this channel just this Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to get this money next week for your family as well. Those incredible details coming up in the second half of this video. Then we'll be turning to what's happening with Omicron. I want you to understand the changing face and why January, February, and March are going to be very critical for understanding where this economy is going. I'll have the analysis of where the situation is with the variant, the vaccines, and also the impact on the economy. We turn to student loan debt for giving us the latest details on that. Plus, we'll be looking at the big exciting details of this stimulus. A lot of viewers have been asking me questions about it. I'll be answering your questions on air, and that COLA raise and its impact on SNAP benefits. But of course, the big news is that recon, forced stimulus recon, will be passed in the month of January. We're going to go over all those checks one at a time, the Senate changes, and the huge payouts you're going to see. Then in the final minutes of this video, you want to stay there because it's my special Christmas message to all my viewers, all my subscribers, and all my members. It's coming up in the final minutes of this video. Stay with me. We'll be back in 60 seconds as a special Christmas broadcast of LALATE continues direct from a rain-soaked Santa Monica, California. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now, direct from Santa Monica on this beautiful Christmas. Merry Christmas to you and your families. That recon will pass in the month of January, and we'll have lots of checks in there. Senate changes will add additional checks to the existing $15,000 that is upwards of now $50,000 to $60,000. We can go over all the latest details on that, but no time and place to wait for stimulus to become law, because you can get that Christmas stimulus. It's available right now from Santa. And what is it? What is it? How do you get it? Average viewers have gotten $6,000 to $7,000 of multiple stimulus checks in recent days. I'm going to show you how to get those incredible sums of money. Then we'll be turning to the excitement of that student loan debt forgiveness offer from the White House. Will the Democrats take it? And what about that fifth stimulus? Its impact on your COLA benefits. What should you know across the board as we go into a new year in which it takes effect? Then what will happen with this stimulus? And then what should you anticipate for the Federal Reserve? I give my inside financial advice as to what I believe the Federal Reserve is going to do next year in the face of the spreading of Omicron that originated out of South Africa, in the face of the new COVID cases, in the face of the new labor disruption. We had new economic data released yesterday. What does that mean for us? Plus, I'll have my insight about what's happening with this incredible recon. But first, I want you to become part of this family, so go right on this video right now and subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record in a year. Next stop, 1 million. I want you part of this incredible family. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Get that incredible newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And with that, we go into this incredible recon and all of its incredible details starting right now. It was a very confusing week, but certainly the holidays worked in our benefit because Chuck Schumer brought the Democrats into a meeting virtually via Zoom on Wednesday. And the issue was, what are we going to do in January? The net result was Chuck Schumer got it done. Chuck Schumer got all his Democratic caucus members, senators, including Joe Manchin, to agree that the recon will be passed in January. Joe Manchin says, I want to pass the recon. I want to pass it in January, and then I want to add additional checks in there. What does he want to add in there, or additional programs? He wants to first raise more revenue for the federal government by taxing billionaires, raising more revenue by changing corporate taxes, raising more revenue by making some more tax changes. Chuck Schumer and all the other Democrats, of course, were on board. Joe Manchin didn't talk about removing any provisions, so that was great across the aisle. What are the provisions that Joe Manchin would likely remove or modify? So paid leave was one of the provisions. He said, I want to do it, not in that meeting, he said, but in recent weeks. I said, I want to do it, but I want to go by bipartisan support. Not going to happen. And when he eventually sees that there's not enough Republicans or no Republicans to support paid leave, it won't go by bipartisan support. Second, Joe Manchin has also said he wants to fix certain language that is inequitable and it's not what it's intended to be. For example, the child tax credit is supposed to be 1 year. It's written to run 20 years, so he wants to fix that across the board. Great news is that, one, the recon will pass in January. Two, the Democrats want to add stuff in there and so far don't want to remove anything that the House passed. Number three, that they want to make all these changes, and this is what's really wonderful, where they want to make all these changes before they actually call the vote. Now, I had talked about a very different narrative a week ago because we thought Joe Manchin was going to block the recon. No, he wants to pass the recon. And he says, let's do all the changes now as a family. We agree upon all the changes as a family, and then we will tee it up for a floor vote, and we'll be done. Very wonderful news. How does it stay on point? How does it stay on the tracks? It's coming up in the final 5 minutes of this video with my commentary. But first, let's go over all these incredible checks in this recon. Biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. Biggest payout, and this is where you want to become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Calcino VIP, because this is not checks land in the mailbox. These are checks you have to actually know about and know what they are. And when you know what they are, you're going to clean up. Let's go over all these incredible checks one at a time, starting right now as we go into a beautiful Christmas. And they amount to at least $15,000. So the first set of checks are the paid leave, got it in there, which is for individuals who have to take off from work to deliver, to work at the North Pole. $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make over $35,000 or more per year. $400 a week if you make $15,000 or more per year. How many weeks? Up to 4 weeks per year. Who qualifies? All types of workers, W-2 at 1099s. And if you don't work but live with your son or daughter, they're going to get the check. They have to take you to the doctor once a week. They got in there also the incredible SALT cap. That is $10,000 raised to $72,500 of what you can deduct in state and local taxes on that tax return. They got in there $40 billion of free job training, very helpful across the board. And then they got in there the Medicaid gap fix. They'll provide 12 holdout states that have not offered insurance, now offering it as a workaround plan to low-income uninsured people in those states. And then we get to the best provision of this recon, and you know which it is. It is the money for housing. Housing is always where the big money is in these recons. And this one has 6 provisions, 3 that are new: weatherize your home, home repairs, and first-time home purchases. And 3 that look very familiar. And what are they? Rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And yes, this is third stimulus. And you can get it right now. You don't have to wait for fourth stimulus. So get your pen and paper ready. We can go over all this incredible sums of money right now. This is very exciting details across the board. And I want to go over this incredible money. So get that pen and paper out if you're a member, or get that newsletter in front of you. We're going to go over how you get these big sums of money. This, my friends, of course, is your Christmas stimulus, your holiday stimulus. To understand how we are where we are as a family today, why this channel is the envy of everywhere else, is because we do things in advance. We don't wait till the 11th hour. It's Christmas now, but guess what? This channel prepared you for Christmas 2021, starting in Christmas 2020. In December of last year, I prepared you for this week. How did I do that? Well, last year, we were in the midst of Steve Mnuchin negotiating with Nancy Pelosi on something that was going to be called second stimulus. You and I knew it was not happening. It wasn't happening and sending the money to your wallet before Christmas 2020. So we had an issue. You needed money. It was the holiday season. I said, let me show you how to get money. We had just come out of EIDL. I just gotten people $25 million of EIDL loans and grants. No one knows better how to get people money. This is the #1 geopolitical news channel in America. And I said, where can I get the money? And I realized rent, utilities, mortgage assistance. It's from a little bit left over from first stimulus, very little of it. And I showed you, and this was the concept then. It's the concept today. You got a wad of cash in your right pocket in your pants. It's to pay the landlord the rent for December. And it's $1,000, for example. Let's say you're about to take it out of the pocket and give it to the landlord. Someone walks up and say, hey, hold up. Merry Christmas. I'm going to pay the bill for you. Wow. Merry Christmas to you, too. Thank you so much. Suddenly that $1,000 in your pocket stays in there. And the person says, now keep that money in your wallet pocket and spend it on the kids for some gifts and some meals for the family during the holiday season. Well, thank you so much. Let's go to the pocket number 2 on the other side. It's $300 for the electric bill or the gas bill. You're about to take it out and pay the gas bill. Someone else walks up and says, don't take it out. I'm going to pay the gas bill for you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you too. And that person says, spend that money on some holiday meals or some holiday decor. Well, thank you so much. This is what we call financial independence. If there's an opportunity for the federal government or a nonprofit or another organization to pay your bills, let them do it. But you need to make the effort to get them to do it. And when they do, suddenly you're freeing up cash. I don't have an actual stimulus check to fix the car. I don't have an actual stimulus check to buy a kid's toy. But I do have the way to get that money to you. That is getting you other bills paid around the house. Other bills paid. And that's what we did in December 2020. $250,000. It seemed like a lot at the time, but it was not really a lot of money because there wasn't a lot of this money available under first stimulus. At the December time frame, I told you information is king. You need to learn and pick up skills, because when you're skilled and informed, you're a better person in the new year, 2021. And I said, I want you to get this money right now. I specifically said at the time, I don't want you reaching out to the volunteers and saying, can you go get the money for you? I said, don't do that. I want you to know how to do it yourself first and try it yourself first, because in the new year, I have this new body of legislation I'm looking at in December 2020. And I said, I'm going to call it third stimulus. It has a lot of money in there. And guess what? It has this money for these items again. I said I can get you about 15,000, and you can get about 15,000. So I want you to know how to do this, get the skill set, and learn how to do it. And you did. You got the money then. Then when third stimulus became law, viewers didn't get 15,000 as I thought they were going to get. They got 45,000. They got $45,000 because they had developed skills, learned how to do this in December, Christmas 2020. That's how you started the new year better off, and better skilled, and better as a person and informed. Throughout this year, I showed you how to be that better person. During the summer, you got additional rounds, some of you. But 2 weeks ago, we understood, for stimulus, it ain't going to be sending any money in your wallet by Christmas. So you need bills again paid. Again, we're doing the same thing. Different year, same situation. And I said, let's go to third stimulus. Now, viewers were surprised because they had gotten so much from third stimulus. Is there any more money available? They didn't know there was. There was. Second, they thought, well, I got so much of it before. How could I get more money of it? You could, because I just went out of focus. You could, because if there was money that was paid earlier this year for different months, you could get these newer winter months. You weren't paid in the spring. Let's say you were paid the spring months. Now you can get the winter months. So I showed the viewers. And the viewers got on average $5,000, multiple checks. Now understand, $5,000 is a lot of money. It's more than many people think that they're ever going to get from any of these recons, let alone from just an add-on during the holiday season. Then a week ago, I said, now look back at your notes and make sure you got every month you can get and every utility you can get. Because if you're missing an extra month or an extra utility, it's about $500. And most viewers were missing 1 to 2. That adding another $1,000. Viewers are now getting $6,000, $7,000. Look what that $6,000 looks like. Here's the math. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter. Yeah, that's exactly $6,000. I got you the equivalent of an MSC, or you got yourself the equivalent of an MSC during the holiday season. That's how we do it. This was how you prepared yourself for the new year. And that is how you're such a better person this year than you were last year, because you learned the skill, you educate yourself, and you applied the information. So if you just found this channel, don't feel left out. I'm going to show you how to do it as well. If you've been a viewer of this channel and you say, you know what, it's time for me. I know how to do this. I should be doing this. Why didn't I do this? Get that pen and paper ready and that newsletter ready. We're going to go over all this big money. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe right now, become a member. Let's go over all the incredible details starting right now. We're going to reach out to that rent. Oh my goodness. It's the Christmas lights behind me. So every time I wave my hands, I'm going out of focus. And it's brutally dark because we've had massive storms here in Southern California. So let's go over that incredible rent, and you'll see me go off camera. You'll see the rent graphic. So I won't have to worry if I go out of focus. So the rent is absolutely incredible. It is a lot of money. 3 months ago, it was $20,000 to $30,000. Where is it right now? It is over $40,000. This is the number 20. This is the number 3 months ago. $20,000 to $30,000. Now it's $40,000. Where do you get it from? 6 places. You're ready? Here we go. City Hall, City House Authority. County Hall, County House Authority. State Hall and State House Authority. And the keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID. Mortgage and utility assistance because of COVID. There are three musts. You must reach out to all 6 places. You must get multiple applications on file, and you must keep on getting multiple rounds. So let's say you got October, November, December paid yesterday from one organization. Go get January, February, March paid by another organization today. Do the same thing for mortgage assistance. Next, utilities. Reach out to all utility companies. So look in your notes. Which month, which utility, which bill did you not get paid for? Go back and reach out and get that money as well. Every item you find, it's going to be probably about another $500. Then Snap, get on Snap. It is money for food. And boy, that is probably what this channel will historically have changed so many families' lives so much the holiday season. Countless millions of viewers never knew about Snap until they watched this channel this year. And they're ending this year with thousands of dollars landing every month for their meals, for their food. Mark's brother-in-law is getting, his family is getting $25,000 a year. Over the next 10 years, that's $250,000. Get combo items. Start with Nisi and Art Sullivan, wonderful viewers of this channel. They got 3 items. I said you need to get at least 3. He was Mark at 2. He only had 2. I said, Mark, was your third? He went from $32,000 to $50,000. Now he's at over $100,000. Lorraine, she was at $105, and now she's at $120. Let's turn to the incredible inspirational story of Johnny and more details of what happened this week. So one viewer got $40,000 of rent. One viewer got $138,000 for third stimulus. But here comes Johnny. Johnny's story is so accurate as to how you do this. One, he started watching his videos on this channel a few weeks ago on a Monday at $0. By Wednesday, he had $45,000 from 3 programs he got approved from. 3 different checks, $45,000. Now, he heard my recordings which say, do not stop, keep on getting other checks, as many as you can. By the end of the week, he had 7 checks. To get 7 checks, he had to have made at least 15 phone calls because you're going to have at least about a 20 to 50% rejection rate. And how much money did he get? $80,000. I love part 1 of the story because he made the effort, 15 phone calls. Now, let's go to part 2 of Johnny's incredible story. He reached out to his family member and said, hey, I got $80,000 last week from LALATE. They said, from what? Third stimulus. They said, Johnny, how come I never hear about this on broadcast media? He says, they don't cover it. He covers it. LA covers it. And that's the landscape of where we are in America right now. This channel is number 3 financial news channel in America, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're pushing ourselves to try to get into number 2 spot next. They don't cover these subject matters. They've decided to choose other topics because there's a lot of other topics to choose. They don't cover this. So when you don't hear it there, you tune in here because this is what you see across the board. Part 3 of Johnny's incredible story came in 3 Sundays ago. I was watching football, got a private message on Instagram from Johnny. He says, people kept on coming over, kept on asking me to help them. I said, how many people did you help, Johnny? He said, 32 people. I said, 32, Johnny. How much money did you get them? $850,000. I said, wow, that is incredible. He got $850,000 to 32 people over the last few weeks from third stimulus, and you can as well. So why aren't you a member? Go right on this video's link, description right now. Open the description and consider becoming a member this very moment. To get that incredible newsletter, comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via YouTube and the LALATE alert system that features the big money available for you under first, second, and third stimulus. It features stuff covered in the video and stuff not covered in the video. First, it features the 6 nonprofits. It features the 6 places you reach out to for that rent and mortgage assistance. It features the keywords you say. It features the 3 musts, but it also features items not covered in the video, like the 5 nonprofits. What do they pay for? How do they pay for it? How do you reach out to them? It also features the important statement from Treasury you want to read across the board before reaching out to get those incredible sums of money. And with that, make sure you make the effort to become a member right today. And with that, let's go back into the exciting details of what else is in this incredible 4th stimulus recon by going over where we left off, which was at the housing provision. So in that housing provision, 3 new provisions across the board, and they are repairs if you live in a low-income community. They are weatherize your home, all types of homes, and first-time home purchases. This is money given to the seller in your name by the federal government at the time of escrow. Wow. They got $150 billion in there for care for older people, for home health care, and also people on disabilities. They got in there the Pell Grant $550 check, the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle, and the $65 per month per child when they're not in school. But then we get to one of the best provisions of this recon, and boy, is it great, folks. It's life-changing, and it is cheaper medication. Day one, 20 of the most expensive medications from Medicare Part B and D will be dramatically cheaper. Cancer, arthritis, diabetes, the most expensive medication. And it will start with things like insulin doses going from $1,000 a dose to $35 a dose. It'll grow to 30 medications by the year 2028 and cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. Wow, that's incredible, great news. But if you look at this graphic and it says $15,000, you see, wait a second, it seems like it's a lot more than $15,000. It is, because it has everything from third, so it's a page of 45,000 repeating again, so you'll be able to get another round of it. It has those big add-ons coming from Maxine and Bob Casey, and then it has the Senate changes we haven't even gotten to. Remember, Bernie Sanders has a lot of Senate changes. Ron Wyden does, Liz Warren. Bernie Sanders wants to add in dental, vision, lowering the Medicare eligibility age across the board. Ron Wyden has a lot of provisions as well. And then, of course, there is the push still underway to add in an MSC. An MSC. What is an MSC? What does it mean and how does it work? MSC is its own instrument that refers to a multiple IRS stimulus check in which it's sent out by the federal government for more than 1 month. Now, what's important to understand about it is that those legislators have told viewers this channel since the month of May it's going in there. And then when the legislation landed in the Senate 2 weeks ago, we started picking up the phone and re-advocating, and they said once again it's going in there. What do they want to do with it? Well, they had previously told viewers earlier summer that they wanted to do the same eligibility as a third stimulus check. 75,000 or single individual gets it. Married couple, 150,000 less gets it, double it. Family of four, quadruple it. And benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security rail benefits, they would get as well. It's not taxable, it's not income, and it's used across all the United States. It's not a state stimulus. And what was the latest details that viewers have heard? Well, the wonderful Janet was told when she advocated to Chuck Schumer's office that's going in there via Bernie Sanders. Bonnie was told the same thing by Liz Warren's office. Lynn Glenn told the same thing by Bob Casey's office. Tyrell being told the same thing from Chris Coons' office. And Donnie and his wonderful wife Sharon being told the same thing as well from Ron Wyden's office. And that's why it's important for you to advocate for its inclusion across the board. Advocacy involves telling them why you need it and who is them and how do you do it. You want to pick up the phone and speak to their staff. And if it's a holiday weekend, well, then at least leave a voice message. And who do you speak to and where do you speak to? You want to speak to the 6 senators who are at issue that have really not added their provisions to this recon in recent weeks. So they have all their stuff to add, and they certainly can still be adding MSCs. And they are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Advocate to them across the board. And they are Casey. Let me grab this button. Hold 1 second. You want to advocate to Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Advocate to them for that incredible inclusion for that money across the board. So many details and so much to know as we go into a big day. But what's at issue here is that there is a lot of money happening across this incredible recon, and you need to make sure you make the push for its inclusion. So make sure you advocate to those guys and gals. Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. Meantime, what are the other checks that are still going in there? Universal pre-kindergarten going in there, brand new. The big money for the CTC to be extended because it's now expired. Also, the CARE and the earned income tax credit for the essential workers. Those all need to be added across the board because they have now expired. They were supposed to be renewed, but they didn't get it done that way. No problem, no concern whatsoever. Finally, let me give you my analysis of what I believe the Federal Reserve is going to do starting in January based upon the new spread of the variant that originated from South Africa, Omicron, and the concerns about what's going on with Delta as we go into a big second half and a big holidays weekend. So many details across the board, so much to know and so much to remember. Let me give you my insight about what I believe is going to be happening with this economy. So the issue at hand is that the Federal Reserve, when looking at the situation, had said, you know what, I want to come on in and taper a little bit slower or taper faster. Which one do you do? The Federal Reserve back a week ago had two decisions to make: taper faster, taper the same, or taper slower. It also had the decision to what to do with interest rates. It moved interest rates out, saying we're not going to touch that until we're done tapering. What's tapering? Removing Fed stimulus, which was buying mortgage-backed interest-based securities since the start of the pandemic to support the economy, increase liquidity in the economy. Now, the Federal Reserve wants to remove it. Everyone wants them to remove it, but how fast to remove it? So the Federal Reserve initially was doing a certain speed, and then they said 2 weeks ago, we're going to speed up. We're going to taper faster because the economy is too robust. The labor numbers are too good. The inflation numbers are too high. We want to taper faster. But the Federal Reserve said two things. One, if we see anything changing, we can pivot and change our mind. Or two, if Omicron becomes a factor, we'll pivot. Well, at the time, it wasn't a factor. At the time, Omicron was less than 3% of U.S. cases. Now it's over 70% of U.S. cases. It's highly contagious, not necessarily as dangerous as Delta, but highly contagious. And it is potentially causing labor disruption, business interruption. We won't know the true impact of that until after the holidays. We see holiday travel at record numbers. So is that just to visit the family, or is it travel and leisure? Is hospitality doing well? We don't know. Is retail suffering? Are people going back in the retail stores and they're now concerned? We don't know. And ultimately, the Federal Reserve and us will all see that data in January, and that's going to signal whether the Federal Reserve is going to keep that faster tapering or slow it down. I think that the data is going to get a little bit worse, and then they're going to start to taper slower. That's my prediction. I believe that the labor disruption will continue into March because there's new concerns that the impact of Omicron will cause labor shortages once again, like we've not seen since maybe October. And that labor shortages will cause further supply chain issues, will cause further inflation disruption. All those elements across the board. Next, let me go into what's happening with your fourth stimulus recon, my analysis about that, and then my final commentary and message to you and your families this holiday season. This fourth stimulus recon will get done in the month of January, I do believe. And I do believe that the fourth stimulus recon will be much of where it is right now with things added in there. My always biggest concern was that they would remove most of these checks that are really so helpful. The great news is that no one in this group wants to really remove things. How do they get this done? How do they not get it done? The way they get it done is by just the Democratic senators taking care of it, everyone else staying out of the equation. The House members need to stay out of the equation. Nancy and Pramila Jayapal said, just do this, just that. No. Just don't be calling shots. Stay on the sideline. And most importantly, the White House needs to stay out of the equation. Several key provisions, which I've detailed the last few days, that are poorly written in there that need to be fixed, and Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin will notice them incorrectly and fix them. Among them are the CTC, the child tax credit, which is supposed to run for 1 year, $3,600 per child, per family, and it's looking like it's running 20 years, $60,000 a child. Yeah, we ain't giving $60,000 a child. So if the White House stays out of the equation, they wrote the bad language, the incorrect language, then the recon will get done. Finally, my commentary as we go into the final minutes of this beautiful holiday Christmas season. I'm so excited you're here. I want to look back over the last year. I want to look at where we are right now, look forward as well. What an incredible year it has been. First, let's talk about us as a family. Us as a family. You know, we have gone from A to Z in incredible magnitude. It was a year ago this month that people had just sort of been used to hearing certain things. And I came in and I said, here, let me get you some money during the holiday season. They said, how? What do you mean how? How do you do this? And I was live on air and I was on the live chat and people said, there's no money here. I said, yeah, there's money here. It was hard. It was 2020. There was a lot of money for rent and utilities. And I showed you and they got the money. But I said to viewers, more importantly, not just that you're getting the money, but that you're getting the skill, you're learning how to do this, and you're learning how to inform yourself about this. And I made very clear in December 2020, don't say, hey, can I get a volunteer to give me some money? I said, that ain't going to work because of 2021, you have to know how to do this yourself. Because of 2021, when third stimulus comes out, there's going to be a lot of money. And there's going to be so much money. I want you to know how to do it. This is like a tester in December 2020. And viewers listened. They listened and they understood how to watch and listen to do this as a test for early next year, this year, 2021, because when it came, you cleaned up. You cleaned up. You got upwards of $45,000 from third stimulus earlier this year. I could never imagine that when I said $15,000 for third stimulus, viewers got $45,000. Why? Because it is determined by how well you wish to learn. And when people want to learn, you improve yourselves. This channel is an educational, informational news channel. We're breaking 24 hours of exclusive financial news. But the reason why you watch it is to educate yourself. And when you educate yourself, you learn. And when you learn, you make more money because now you're empowered to make more money. That person in December 2020 who said, just have a volunteer give me some money. No, didn't learn anything, didn't learn a skill, just asked for people to do things for them. And guess what? Maybe the volunteer got them the money, the $3,000. They ran through it. And then when they needed more money, they didn't know how to do it. Those people were very few and far between. Most of the viewers understood that they need to learn how to do it themselves, and they did it. When the summer came around, I showed you how to do another round. And then 3 weeks ago, we all understood the situation, the writing on the wall. There's money available for you right now from third stimulus, but fourth stimulus wasn't coming. I stepped forward for you far in advance in September, in August, saying, let me show you how to get some holiday gifts. These organizations have them now in early fall, late summer. They won't have them in October, November. Let me get you some holiday meals, and you got them. Then, when we had the issue of fourth stimulus not coming, I said, let me show you how to get this big money available for third stimulus. And you cleaned up. You got that $5,000. Now, when I showed you how to get a little bit more of it, you got $6,000. Let me show you how you have improved yourself so much. You have listened and learned and developed a skill to really make yourself a better person. Ultimately, out in the world, there's going to be people who want to do it their way. And when they do it their way, they're left behind because it's the wrong way. The wrong way in December 2020 was saying, just a volunteer, go give me some money. I don't want to learn how to do this. Just do it for me. And you ran through the money, and then when you needed more, you didn't know how to do it. The wrong way in January 2021 was, what day is $1,400 landing in my bank account? Tracking, standing by the mailbox, staying on the street corner, watching the mail live. $1,400, it arrived. Great. In 5 days, it was gone. You used it. Where's the next check? No, that was the wrong way. The right way was learning how to get all these big sums of money under this recon, the big sums of money. The wrong way in much of 2020 was repeating stuff from the past and not looking at the money available at the present. Whatever happened to SS200, whatever happened to FPOC Retro, whatever happened to the $50,000 grant from second stimulus, whatever happened to hazard pay for $10,000 a year. I worked as an essential worker in 2019. Why don't I get money now in 2021? Whatever happened, whatever happened, whatever happened. The whatever happened people got left behind because they didn't want to focus on the present. They wanted to focus on being, on talking about the past. Money available right now, money across the board. As we go into a new year, fourth stimulus recon is going to be even more amplified, Look at the numbers. People this holiday season who have gotten $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. You know what that number looks like? Do you know what $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 looks like? Let's do the math. $2,000 the first month, $1,000 thereafter, over 6 months, that's $7,000. Viewers have gotten in the last 2 weeks the same amount of money that we have been talking about for MSC over recent weeks and months. They've gotten from third stimulus. Cash is king. I don't care what you call the cash. I've told you that since day one of this year. You shouldn't care what the cash is called, so long as there's a lot of it, it lands in your bank account. In this year, we developed a new series of programming. We brought Bitcoin and Ethereum and crypto on this channel. Viewers making big sums of money from crypto from this channel. Learning a new task, something they thought they would never cover, something they would never even find interest on. Learning it. You should as well. Very, very simple videos. Now even more simplistic because they're focused on just three coins in one industry. So even simpler to learn and how to make money. Investing in crypto can start at $20 an investment, $10 investment. Viewers buying things at 70 cents and now having ownership of it at $4. That's a big profit margin. It's a huge profit margin. New programming coming to this channel in the new year will feature how more for you to make money to empower you as an individual. Ultimately, along the path, you and I stayed as a family where we remain positive, focused, getting money, getting cash. We blanked out things that were negative around the horizon. I remember the first week of January 2021, where I launched membership, Purple Hawks, Purple Powers, Calcino VIPs. I go with what I think works because people want to learn. And it was all about people wanting to learn. There were some people, the very first day that membership was launched, and they literally had every single negative word they could say about me. I said, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is about people who want to learn, who want to be separated from people who don't want to be learned. If you put the effort in, if you put the smile in, if you put the heart in, you can do really well. In the last year, we've overcome so much. There was a point at which half of my face wasn't moving one part of this year. You remember that part. There was a part in which my face looked strange for another part of the year. And in the last 4 weeks, I haven't told you I haven't been able to, even barely able to walk. I've had a very, very bad left leg. I haven't barely even able to use my left hand until just a few days ago. I haven't even mentioned it on camera. I showed up, did my work, did what I had to do, deliver the news, didn't complain, didn't talk about the past or the future or what's negative. Focused on moving forward. I'm feeling better. I'm getting better. And that's how positivity is. That's what positivity breeds. It's a lot of love. It's a lot of happiness. And for that person who would jump into the holidays show and say, so why are we talking about panettone? I want to learn about where my check is on my bank account. Do you know why we're talking about panettone? Because it's deliciousness. That's why we're talking about it. So with that, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Join me next as Evenings LA heats up across the board. We've had a lot of power outages here in Southern California in the last 2 days, including today and yesterday. So videos are appearing out of order. I appreciate all your kindness and consideration for the situation across the board. But with that, I want you part of this incredible family. With Evenings LA coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, Evenings Countdown, then Holiday Stream Stimulus at 7, and then Evenings Extra at 8 o'clock. And with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers to YouTube record. I want you part of this incredible family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed and stay focused. Have a beautiful Merry Christmas. I will be here again tomorrow recording on air. I love being with you every time I can. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful day, and stay with LA for more.